Well, I hope that you've got some refreshments, guys, because I don't know about you, but that was one hell of an experience. And I'm sure for the Furia and Fnatic teams, they are pretty mentally tired, Dust. I mean, Furia in particular, these Fnatic have the caveat of, hey, we actually won the overtime. That's going to boost them a little bit more, and especially considering it was Furia's choice of map. But
Yeah.
I don't know how you mentally rebound after that, man. That has got to be soul destroying.
Yeah, so it came in from Peter from HLTV that apparently that was the 4th longest game in CSGO history.
There you go.
So definitely a marathon. We are now on Inferno. This is Fnatic's choice of map. Of course, they are up 1-0 after that rather long game on Overpass in the series. Now, this is a map that Furia have struggled on quite a bit lately. They don't have the best overall record. I think they've lost the last 6 out of 10 matches they've played. So they have had their struggles on Inferno. Fnatic, in the meantime, we saw this lineup has only played really a couple of games on it. They had the win over G2 yesterday in a very one-sided fashion. And then they had the very close loss to Tyloo on the opening day. So, not really sure who to think has the edge at this point. I feel like both teams' brains are probably melted, so it's going to be tough.
Well, the grenade up the banana. Going to be chipping away multiple players' lives. There's another one. Oh my goodness, it's a massacre. Henny, though, does connect the headshot through the wooden panels, at least. The Crims, he's on the hunt. He's going to find some prey, and Art shut down from the back. Vinny, he's still connecting headshots. There's 2. Now, do they want to take the bomb to A? Not much time has really elapsed in this round, so they can rotate if they want.
This is a wild round. Much like the series has been, Crims with the one tap from downtown onto Vinny. He spotted the last CT as well. He knows what's up. He knows he can bring this bomb and plant the bomb before Henny's going to have a chance. Oh, wait a second. Is Henny going to get there in time? No, not quite. It's kind of close, but we are going to see the plant.
To make matters worse, there is still a flash in the hands of JW, and a smoke has been deployed on CT side. So, Henny's options are fairly limited with 38 HP. Does he wait with no kit, or does he try and push through ruins? It's the latter of those options that he's elected to go with, having just to check on all the angles he can on his way through. But I mean, this is looking almost as rough as a 1v2 can get. There's nothing for him to really work with. If he got a smoke or something, it would be doable, but there is Crims. He's made the lap around ruins as well. And Fnatic off to a winning start.
Indeed, it's going to be 1-0 to them. A very chaotic pistol round, that is to say the least. Vinny had a lot to say about that round to USP, but all in all, Fnatic do come out on top. They will be buying up a couple of MAC-10s, SMG, and Roland's hands as well. AK for Crims, Scout for JW. It's a force as well from Furia, doing a bit of a 3-man lane stack on. Meanwhile, this fire is burning Art down to a crisp 20 HP. Somehow, some way, he gets out of there. So much free damage, though, for Fnatic.
To evade the bulk of the damage, but now they are rotating Art away and switching him with Yuri's. They seem to think it could still very well be a B hit, but they want to make sure both players are at least healthy.
Also,
not really finished off by any HEs.
Yuri has an additional smoke to cover top 10 as well, so that's also another reason why they did that shuffle. To keep that blocked off for some considerable amount of time. Fnatic, though, obviously just kind of testing the waters across the board. Plus, a little bit of chip damage there onto Vinny. Won't realize it, of course, but at least it could play a factor nonetheless. The bomb's still down over towards T-Stairs, actually. So Fnatic are going to get all this top mid control, and they can do a lot with it, but still not sure. That bomb's going to have to get picked up at some point here by Flusha and brought back over. If they wrap Arch, it's so vulnerable. There's nothing really there to defend it.
Did spot multiple players coming in from Henny's perspective with a scout, and he actually legged Crims at the same time. Actually may have hit him in the chest. Regardless, doesn't really make any difference because Henny's been overran by Fnatic and they haven't lost any players. Furia in a position to just save. So Fnatic going to be quick in with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, not a whole lot that Furia's going to be able to say about it. Just a quick little take there on the A side of the map, wrapping around Moto, getting that bomb tucked in. And they will come up with this flawlessly that AD Finishers had way too much to handle with limited resources.
Pretty standard result on Inferno, of course. Both sites are very difficult to retake. So if you are players behind, you're basically eyeing up a save. Especially in this position for Furia. It's not as if they can really buy anything. If they'd lost any of these guns, you may as well have some firepower to speak of. Ooh, 4 nades. We're going to have a carpet bomb, it seems. See if they can land the tactical nuke.
It's going to be down to Banana. It means Flusha usually going to be on the receiving end of that, as he is the Banana player for this team. At least what we've seen so far and what he used to do for them a long time ago. Those nades, though, actually don't want it really having much of a factor played into it. Art, though, creeps into logs. I don't know that Flusha would realize that. Obviously, he knows it's possible because that smoke is up. That's why he's throwing the spam down, trying to see if he can at least get some damage through. So we'll see if Art plays a factor in the round or not. In the meantime, apartments control being taken by Fnatic. Brolin usually being kind of the guy in charge of that. Has Crims there with him as well as Golden. Setting up for an apartments explode, it seems.
Certainly the state of play, but Yuri round the back of them with a CZ. Not going to get any kills. How has he whiffed all of those? Well, maybe a little bit unfortunate. The CZ can be a cruel mistress at times, but dearie me, Yuri, that had to be a kill. You'd have had a weapon as well and had some apps control and presence. Instead, though, Art's going to fall last more than likely. He's in the T side of the app.
Yeah, that was kind of a missed opportunity for Yuri there. That could have made the world of difference if he was able to pick up that kill and maintain that as an avenue into some type of retake opportunity. But obviously it was a round where not much could be expected from Furia. They did not have that much to work with. But now they're back onto the full buy across the board. Curious to see how their CT style is going to change now with Henny on the team. Abel J was an A player alongside Yuri for Furia in the past on this map. So it seems like Vinny and Caserado would still be able to keep their B positions unless they want to change things up. But actually, you see Art over there instead. So maybe that is the change.
Fast play imminent. Not waiting for any of these mollies or smokes to clear. And they're just peeking one by one through quad. They've already hemorrhaged 2 kills. It could be worse. Vinny at least going to hold the line on B. The bomb's still back at T-spawn, though. Even if they do get on the site, while Caserato's in hot pursuit of Brolin. Bit of damage inflicted, but Caserato's going to be out ahead. And now if he moves across, he will find that bomb. I'm not sure he will, though. I think he's going to stick in mid.
Yeah, this Fnatic is in a really, really tough spot here. I don't know that he'll ever realize he has the bomb. But Art's eventually going to be scratching his head wondering what the hell's going on. Why aren't they planting the bomb at A? What's happened here? And oh my goodness, flank. Yes, he is. That gives them a way back to the bomb. Unless we see Vinny push down Banana. This is a weird round, bro. This is really, really awkward.
Been topsy-turvy. Art's going to be peeking around towards mid. JW hiding on the alcove. Now going to peek. Have spotted each other. Molotov planted straight down. Going to be extinguished, though. And now out comes JW. That flash is perfect. Well played, JW. Anticipating that Art would go for the push. He is known for his aggression. Furia back to the drawing board.
Yeah, the thing is, the way the pieces have fallen out, this is actually one of those situations where Fnatic's roster transition is actually just fine because, again, Flush had always played B for them in the past. He's doing it again. Brolin had been playing apartments for a while, so he gets to stay there. So not many roles had to kind of shift around on Fnatic, even though they made 2 players kind of move. But here comes a nade stack push from Furia down middle. I think Fnatic are aware, though, now. Oh my
goodness, the 5-7 ripping through craniums. Flushes round of bullets, but able to switch across as it's only a USP. The USP nightmare prevalent once again, but Vinny does have the M4. No Kevlar. Aim punch going to be a problem.
He's got the bomb.
He does have the bomb, but there's plenty of utility for Fnatic to crack open if they want to. There's even time if they want to rotate around the back and give him some other ideas. And the longer they stall this for, it'll start to creep in the back of his head. Are they actually flanking me?
Vinny could walk over and grab this Molotov, and that could help him out a little bit with that. But I'm not sure if he wants to show himself. He'd have to peek to be able to get that.
Now, On Banana, it's either going to be on long side or on one of these tight angles, left or right, either the logs or the Banana alcove, and they've guessed right. Molotov onto him, flashbang follows. 5-0.
Great start here from the Swedes after a very labored, as an understatement, win over on Overpass. Find themselves having a much easier time at the start of this game at the very least. Double op is going to be in play for Furia. Not surprised to see that. I guess Art, since he has been playing B, will go ahead and take it over there. Henny taking up Art's old position with the op on the A side of the map. Again, CORSAIR's also made a bit of a change playing over on the A side.
Smoke is going to buy up Flusher enough room to make a wide peak a reality. It's another flash. Oh, there's a small gap in it though. And Art's aggression not paying off. This was my concern. This was my doubt about Furia coming into this after losing such a soul-crushing overtime game such as that. Are you going to start to play too loose? Are you going to start to throw caution to the wind? So far, Furia are falling into that trap, but maybe Vinny can throw up the ladder and climb out. JW's going to cut it short. And now CORSAIR with 21 HP. Gonna have to try and rotate across. Decides that down mid is maybe the best decision. He can even save an AWP. There's one to his left-hand side, and I think that's going to be the call. Save the AWP, drop it to Art or Vinny, or Henny, pardon me, and try and rinse and repeat. But what a cataclysmic start this is, Dust. 6-0 already.
Yeah, it's been brutal. Brolin continuing to show us fantastic form. He was such a monster on Overpass. He's up to 7 kills in this half as well. Another round where he's been able to find a multi-kill situation with the SIG. Crimson Company also doing quite well. No one's really lacking over here on the Fnatic side. Meanwhile, Yuri's about to be James Bond if he goes another couple of rounds without a kill to his name. And he is a guy that you definitely need on this Furia side. He's been constantly kind of touted as one of their star players next to CORSAIR. They're hoping Henny can be that other guy for them, but really no one's shown up just yet except for CORSAIR. A couple of kills from Vinny on the pistol round that wound up not mattering. And outside of that, he's also had a tough time, so we'll see. Op has been purchased, actually. Or, I mean, dropped over, I should say, to Henny. Was carried over.
Yeah, CORSAIR is certainly not the star AWPer on the team, and they do have some Kevlar, so he's going to use his Deagle. He's very proficient with it. Flashbangs through. Flush is taking a whole chunk of nade damage, though. Going to give him pause for thoughts. Going to trade out as a result of that. Giving the AK to Golden.
Right. A little bit of utility damage done by Fnatic onto Fnatic. Particularly Flusha. He's taken the brunt of it at 16 HP. Fnatic have yet to really poke and prod too much. Brolin is still engaging at top middle here a little bit, but the rest are going to be heading over towards Banana. Art has spotted it, gets to tap on the Flusha, who was quite softened up from his utility from before. So a quick kill there, an advantage for Furia in that regard.
A little bit early on the push before the smoke could properly plume, and that's going to allow Vinny to come in with his 5-7. We saw what the 5-7 could do earlier in the hands of CORSAIR. Advantage to Furia. Downside for them, though, that's not any weapons that they can feasibly pick up for the time being. I think one did drop around CT, though. Yeah, you can see the corpse there of, I believe it was Flusher that went through. Oh, pardon me, no, it was Golden. Flusher died on Banana. Oh, we saw the shoulder of Vinny back and forth, making sure no one's up on the boost. Slight gap in the smoke. Yuri's going to be bested as a result of it. Nade damage is crippling Vinny. And Brolan will put him down. Oh, still available for Furia, but 10 seconds to go and they can't stop the bomb plants. Should be a save. Should be just cutting their losses.
Yeah. They are at max loss bonus, so they'll be able to get a full buy in the next round, even with Art having low money, and having that op saved allows Henny to be able to even replenish utility. So they'll have a really good buy in this next round, but Fnatic are going to be up 7-0. This is a very, very dangerous scoreline against Furia. We could get the meme score that we all love to see, 1-7, coming up. But we also could just see Fnatic continue to dominate, and I feel like if they get just a few more rounds, who cares what happens the rest of the half? They would just have such a good T-side out of this. You have to wonder if the mentality of Furia has just been super affected by how that last map went, coming so close so many times, having the lead most of the overtimes and never being able to finish off the game. How much that kind of factors in. I'm sure the fatigue is definitely causing some of these guys who normally would be very on point to struggle to find those frags in the same way that they're used to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've got no doubt that it must have an impact in some way, shape, or form. I mean, they're playing such loose CS. It's not really joined by, you know, two players pushing together, playing off each other, pivoting off each other, getting avenging kills. It's like one player goes in, aggro, dies, next player goes in, aggro, dies, and then Fnatic just take the round. So it does seem that way to me, at least. But we'll see if this tactical timeout can try and steady them. They do have 2 ups. So best firepower that we've seen with Furia on their CT side. And let's hope that they can start to convert them and actually make this a competitive map.
Yeah, last time they had double op, Art was unable to really find a whole hell of a lot with his AWP over towards the B side of the map. This time, again, they've been able to keep burning Flusha with nades. I mean, this is the second round in a row he's been knocked down to very low health, and last time he was finished off, but it didn't wind up mattering. Fnatic still stole the round regardless. But Fnatic are changing up the pace, Vince. They're going way faster towards middle this time. No presence towards B.
Yeah, again, they're not going to be halting because they want to try and mix this up. Similar to how Furia was playing their T side of Overpass, keeping them guessing. The Molotovs going to stop Golden, who's just randomly firing while fully flashed. Beautiful headshot onto Art. Goes aggressive this time. You can't really hold that against him, though. He needed to look for intel for his team. CORSAIR, last bullet in the magazine, will connect the head of Golden. But Vinny's fallen on the B site, and we're in familiar territory. Bit of deja vu, another save.
It's one of those things where Fnatic did such a great job pressuring Archway the whole way through that they always had that threat for a mid to B split. At the very least, they're going to keep the A players in place. Like, either way, they were really going to unlock the B bomb site. And, I mean, you just have to tip your hat to that one headshot, bro. Crims. That's brutal. Against an Opper at long range at that. Art not having a good time of it. Neither is Yuri, still at 0 kills. It's been an absolute bloodbath. No 7-1 means for you this time. It's going to be 8-0 Fnatic. A much different type of game on our hands than what we saw last time. And no guns even saying, get out of my face, says JW. You ain't keeping anything.
No. Oh, no. That wall bang. It's not even an obvious position. He's just crunched him.
Luckily for Furia, there was still enough to be able to get the double op in play. And he did save his. He's able to drop one over to Arts. Yuri and Vinny will have SMGs. So that is the ripple effects of it, though. 2 of their players aren't necessarily equipped as much as they'd like to be.
Well, when it rains, it pours for Furia. It's not really going their way. Wall bang like that's disgusting. They've peeked mid, and JW slaps CORSAIR in the face with his ult. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Yeah, it would be really hard to slap him in the face with the op from that far away, I would imagine. Unless you had a really big op.
I'll let your imagination run wild with that statement. Art goes for another peek and has died again. That feels like the 4th or 5th time that we've said that.
Yep. Art has done Jack diddly squat with the op at B. I mean, Brazilian opping at B is like such a big staple. They really introduced that to the meta. Even in like single op setups, a lot of Brazilian teams would be known for opping down banana as a priority over, you know, opping mid or A side, which a lot of teams would, you know, obviously would have an op towards Moto a lot of the time. So it is kind of a Brazilian thing to do that. On double ops, obviously, you've always been used to seeing it split to each site, but either way, Art, who was normally a B-heavy opper in the past when he was the primary of this team, he's keeping that up, but it's just not getting any kills. And I feel like that's made the world of difference for Fnatic, finding a lot of success on that side of the map.
Well, Vinny is going to try and plug the gaps. It's going to be a slow execute onto A fake onto B sides, keeping 2 of them interested. Henny and Vinny, or Yuri and Vinny, pardon me, have bought this hard. It was Henny that was the lone defender on A. Not that he could really muster much of a challenge, and there's so many informed Fnatic players who just seem to be striding from strength to strength. The Crims, 10-4. Flusha, who had a rough day on Overpass, 7-4. 9 kills to Brolan, and they're going to try and deny these save weapons. They keep peeking Crims. He's moved to 12 ADR, well over 100, 125 in total. This is absolute domination.
looking very similar to what we saw yesterday from Fnatic whenever they had their big win over G2 on Inferno. They wound up winning that game 16-4. They had 12 rounds on their T side. And it's looking like they're going to match that here and maybe even surpass it. There's just been nothing from Furia, man. It just feels like they're drained again. Furia are facing elimination on this map. They need to force the map to hang around this tournament. Meanwhile, Fnatic are edging ever closer to 2-0 in the series and moving on to the quarterfinals to be played tomorrow. It would give us a second Swedish team next to NIP to be able to play in the playoffs on home soil. And I'm sure it would mean a lot for some of these Fnatic players who have really lacked a big playoff run in such a long time. Many of these guys were used to having success in the early days of CSGO, but it's been a couple of years really since that's been the case.
Fast play this time onto B side. Golden gonna get his feet singed. 16 health has gone by. There's a HE. Gonna absolutely destroy him. 21 HP remains. Decent utility from Furia, but when you consider that Fnatic has still got all of theirs intact, they got all 5 players with a hefty investment of rifles and an AWP. Still doesn't bode well. That's a grenade tossed in. Does catch Vinny and wings him. Solid 1 deep though from CORSAIR. He's really been the pick of the bunch on Furia on Inferno. And that is going to be a rifle switching hands. An AK-47. JW creeping through the smoke. Stalking his prey. At least had the decency to finish him off quick with a headshot. And Furia, another save. 10-0.
Yep. Indeed. And then it would be the first time, I think, in 5 months Fnatic have made a playoffs. They had an appearance in the finals, actually, at IEM Sydney back in May. Had a finals appearance as well at Starlight Season 7 just before that. Of course, had that top 4 early this year at iBuyPower Masters. But at the big events like Cologne, EPL Season 9 finals, Masters Dallas, obviously not even making the major, all those have been early exits for Fnatic. So, again, I think it would mean a lot to them to make these playoffs. And they're very close now. It's right there around the corner.
Oh, it's precisely 6 rounds around the corner. And the Swedes going to be spoilt for choice of who to support if it goes their way, with NIP already securing their spot yesterday for a stadium visit in the playoffs. We have already had a pretty ridiculous comeback today, Dust.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to completely bite down and say that Fnatic have already won this. Furia definitely have enough skill, definitely have enough pedigree to keep this a close game, but there's no doubt that it's been so very one-dimensional. Henny, though, gonna get the burn kill onto Golden. So many grenades being exchanged in mid. This is much more like it from Furia. Surely they can't let this one slip through their fingers. They've got to make this round theirs. There's so much damage has been inflicted to JW. He's gonna go back and pick up the AWP. A 4v3 in their favor.
Yeah, you feel like if you're ever going to win a round, it has to be this one. Now, it is a split defense, though, 2 to each side, so there is still this chance that Fnatic will have a man advantage on the initial attack into the site, though as I say that, Art has rotated over towards the archway. 2 of the guns defending the site, though, are AWP, so if the distance gets closed, they could be in a lot of trouble. CORSAIR has a great position on balcony as well.
JW, though, 7 HP. Is it going to be the dream? CZ by his side. Time also on his side, but it's more the HP and the deficit that he faces off against. Art, Vinny, CORSAIR desperate to claim a round. The money is out of control for Fnatic. JW doesn't necessarily need to save this. Checking all the angles, trying to get rid of any pesky CTs that he can find. I mean, after this round, he's going to be max money regardless here. So will Brolan. Golden won't be far off alongside Flusher. So he's played the long con, getting into middle. How much damage can he inflict? It's going to be a death. What? What the actual hell? What? Huh?
What?
Did that bullet just go through Vinny? Or did JW miss?
I don't even question it anymore now, man. I just accept it for whatever it is. I've seen so many op shots happen like that, where it just, I can never tell. I'll look back at it.
I need to watch that back, dude, because obviously we're delirious. We've been casting a long-ass time these last 3 days, but, like, that looked dead on to me, and there's just no reg at all. I don't know if he just shot slightly too high. I have no idea. But hey, look, Furia got their first round. We can figure that out. I'm just kind of mind blown.
Yep, they do finally have a round on the board, but they still have a long path to travel to actually pose any type of real threat to Fnatic's lead right now. Fnatic going to be picking up the pace as well as they're looking to split their way up the balcony and through middle, looking to pounce with this SMG from Crims. And here they go, Vince. They're not going to be letting up.
Little CORSAIR, there's 2 kills to his name. The bomb's also in a really awkward position. CORSAIR holding the line. Golden's coming through. Just to get this bomb, though, is going to be such an effort, such a huge investment of time. And Golden goes straight through the smoke. He's got one. Henny finally is going to call him. And Flusher jumping down from the balcony. Can they make this a 1-round streak? Vinny seeing the feet of JW just under the smoke. And a low Flusher stands between them. There's the first one tap. Hell of a way to kick off a potential clutch, but this Molotov is going to force Flusher out into the open alongside the HE. Takes a little bit of chip damage, and there's Henny. 2 rounds now to Furia.
Indeed. I did look back. That might be one of the most egregious examples of getting CSGO'd I've ever seen. That JW op shot you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, hence my reaction. I couldn't believe it. I started to doubt my own eyes. It was that bad.
Yeah. Unreal. Remember it happened to NAF at New York as well in a really bad way through a box on B platform. So I've been seeing it happen actually quite often lately. Either way, we are seeing a resurgence here from Fury, and it seems like it's going to be building as burned down Crims. And a lot of damage done here to Golden. Even Flusha has taken a brunt of this utility. Art repositioning now, just holding the angle from CT spawn. He might get smoked off, though. We do see the utility beginning to pour in. No real commitment, though, from Fnatic. As I say that, Roland comes off middle, so it seems like they kind of have to put all their eggs in this basket of B, but they're being countered. And there's still smokes and some incendiaries left here for Furia.
There is. Could this be the beginning of something special? Can Furia prove all the naysayers wrong? I'm sure there was plenty of them. They saw Fnatic hit double digits without a single round in retaliation. 3-player stack on the B side. Fnatic have 3 smokes, 1 coffins, 1 CT. They've got some Molotovs too. Can throw them to new box. The back boxes. Art, though, not interested in any of the utility. He's going to take the peak, and this time his aggression does pay out in dividends. Now, though, Vinny, and I'm using that smoke to his advantage. What a call. Just spraying up through the smoke. Hits Brolin, and it's not just going to be a round. It may very well be a clear-cut one at that. Unless JW can spoil the party. Not looking good, and it's not looking good for him saving this AWP either, by the way, because they've got CORSAIR and Henny coming round the back of it. Flash is going to proceed. The peaks. JW somehow still alive. 14 HP. If they killed him just a little bit later, he wouldn't have got any money. Not that it really matters. Fnatic can buy from here on out anyway.
Only 4 HP loss total that round from Fury. That's absolute domination. That's going to be a 3rd round in a row here from the Brazilians. They are really back into a double op and play. Golden will go ahead and call a tactical timeout. He wants to see if he can get a little bit more out of this half. I mean, 10 round is already plenty, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to get Furia fired up. You don't want to give them a chance to mentally get back in this game. You'd like to just shut them down, get an even bigger lead before you switch sides. I feel like some of this banana play is starting to finally get countered by Furia, so Fnatic needs to kind of think a little bit better about how they want to handle getting control of the map, and I also feel like their pacing is starting to also become a problem. They're getting stalled out for too long. It's allowing Fury to make those extra rotations and have that extra bit of defense in place. Fnatic is doing things that are quite telegraphed, really. So again, it's giving Fury a lot of opportunities to rotate. So I feel like they need to figure out something a little bit different. Look at this mid-aggression. They do back off, though. A lot of nade damage.
It's going to be more to Golden. Actually, it's Flusher. It bounced off. I thought it was going straight onto Golden's head. I thought it could actually maybe even kill him. But it just hit the corner of the wall and hit Flusher instead. But yeah, as you highlighted, 3 players crunched off HEs and Molotovs to start the round off. This is more like it from Furia. It may have taken them a while to get out of the rut of losing that hefty overtime game, but it seems like they're finally here on the server, and it's good to see.
It is. Incendiary going down here towards top banana just to hold any type of pushes there for now. Allows Art also to regress off the back of his flashbang. He gets the kill on the flusher, but Golden able to trade it back at least with an HE grenade to keep it in an even 4-on-4 for Fnatic as we head more towards the mid-round. In the meantime, Brolin looking to attack with his teammate Crims into the arch side, but there is a player in the closet, and Henny at Moto for the crossfire. Another smoke deployed. They know that he's there, though, now because of how that smoke fell. And now they're going to get to CT spawn. This is so dangerous.
Good luck, Vinny. Godspeed.
That's...
Surrounded by terrorists. No real hope. He's in a bit of an off angle. They're not anticipating. What a play by Vinny. 2 headshots with the SG. And he could be on for more. Golden has to go for him. Does get Vinny down. But that play could be the round following. CORSAIR spraying up through the smoke. Sees JW and goes in again. Vinny take a bow. 4-10. Furia. They've arrived.
Golden's got to push there with those other 2 players from CT spawn. They have to trade that out way faster. Golden stuck behind that smoke for so long. He basically lets Vinny get comfortable, get those 2 kills for free, and then still set up for more, so it's allowing more time to rotate. Like, there just needs to be more urgency, I feel like, from Fnatic on rounds like that, to just go for it and trade together. But you also can't take away from Vinny what he accomplished. The pressure was on so very greatly, and he came out on top. This round has started with the bang, a lot of aggression towards that alt mid and apartments area. Leads to a 4-on-4.
This time, Art with controlled aggression. Not letting it get out of control. Not letting Banana fall under terrorist hands. The 1 kill's already been put down. He's now got Vinny as backup, throwing in the incendiary. That's going to turn Fnatic's attention over on the A side of the map, where Henny and CORSAIR currently reside.
Nades coming over here from Fnatic. There's still a player in closet though at the top of Henny, but he misses his chance. Golden trades him out. We're in the last round of the half here. Fnatic could still find 11 the way this is playing out.
Oh, timing on that flashbang. If Art kept his AWP out, I think he would have had a kill. Unfortunate. And Golden going to return the fire, switching to his knife, maybe anticipating that he was only going to be alone. Oh, and all this time, CORSAIR, cue the Jaws music. He's on the hunt. He's nearly whiffed his spray. That may have cost him. He may be able to pivot around to get that 2nd kill, but instead, Crims, he's faking. He's faking the rotation.
Oh my. Big brain plays. Tragic scenes here as CORSAIR trudges his way over towards B. Crims is going to plant the bomb. Dude, the fact is, CORSAIR probably won't even figure out it's not plan B for a little bit. Like, he's still going to walk into that site, and he's going to be absolutely dumbfounded. Oh my goodness. The disappointment. Crims is facing mid, though. Is he really going to give him a chance? It doesn't matter anyway. Crims does win the round in fantastic fashion. A bit of a streak there for Furia to at least show us some life. It's still a big half from Fnatic, up 11-4. We'll be back after the break to bring you the second half. Stay tuned.
It was looking like it may be the oh-so-elusive 16-0 scoreline dust, but Furia did make a mini comeback. Still, they trail 11-4. Fnatic's choice of map on the CT side, everything seemingly going in their way after winning that crazy overtime game. Now, the question is, Furia, what do you have? What do you have left in the tank? Can you bounce back? Can you take this fist around and try and convert into a potential 3rd map?
That is what they need. Tournament life is on the line here for the Brazilian side, debuting their new lineup with Henny trying to course correct after a bunch of really rough tournament exits. And this might not be it, Chief, because Fnatic seem well on their way to the playoffs instead. If you're going to go for a big apartments explode here, no one's actually covering this except for Crims from the porch. Oh, there's a double stack there. He might be able to turn around and stop this.
Here comes the waterfall, spilling its way onto the A site. JW and Flusher, though, act as a blockade to try and force the current away. JW with another headshot. Bombs dropped in a horrible spot. And Vinny is about to become a dead man. The question is, who will find the final bullet? And the answer is JW. 12-4. That could be it now.
I just have to say it's a brilliant response from Fnatic. As soon as they felt the pressure of an apartments explode, they actually decided to double push mid. They knew that maybe at least one player would be there throwing the pop flash. They went ahead and got that kill, guaranteed that. Even though Crims fell off on the boost, got killed by CORSAIR, who had a really nice shot, by the way. Fnatic maintained so much control. They were able to sweep behind them apartments. They had control of middle right away. They got a good rotation. Flusha caught a nice kill from Moto as well pretty quickly on. So all in all, just a great little reaction from Fnatic to a fast push. And now it's all Glocks from Furia. It should be a mop-up round. It should be a formality for Fnatic. It should be them printing money with SMGs. And it seems like that's how it's going to play out.
Well, it will play out in a massacre, as I suppose we're kind of anticipating. There is this use in the hands of art, and there's not much to get excited about here. I mean, Furia are just straight up broken down.
Owned.
Pretty much. Definitely would be a correct assessment of how that round went for them.
Destroyed.
Well, Art may be victim to the scout, survives. It's a glancing shot to the back as opposed to the head. Otherwise, he would have been put down instantly. Oh. Just dodges the bullet, but Brolan is still going to get the SMG kill anyway. A hefty lead. Furia, though, going to have rifles.
Brutal.
Are we just saying random words now?
Yeah, I'm just trying out this new style of casting where I just say one word.
Go.
So it's like I try to get all my analysis. Oh, you want to try it? No, probably not for this round. Maybe like if it was like another save, we could. But it would be a nice exercise though to test our chemistry and just like do complete sentences by only saying one word at a time.
Some nades haven't put down middle. Not quite hitting as hard as Fnatic maybe were hoping for. It did look like a slew of Furia players are going to walk into the explosives. Art tagged down again. It's going to be a double stack on Alcove. Molotov would certainly ruin their day, but there's only one of them, and that's in the hands of Vinny, who's actually going in first up Banana. This is up against Crims, and against Armor. This is putting a lot of faith in Crims' ability with the scouts. He's missed the first flick. Now going to be smoking off the cross, and he needs Golden to get here right now.
He's getting everybody, Vince. They're really just biting on this all the way through, but they're going to be... I'm not sure. Furia haven't really decided what they want to do just yet. They're sending a couple players towards mid to maybe control brackets and at least cause somebody to have to fall back to A in case they have seen Fnatic over-rotate. Like, this is a good thought from Furia. Lots of gunfire being exchanged through that top banana smoke. Now, Fnatic do actually float a couple of players back. They do leave 2 at B. There's still some smokes and incendiaries as well to kind of put a stop to Furia. And clock is low, so they have a smoke to extinguish a fire. They do have that, but that means they can't block off coffins or CT spawn. Oh, baby,
another
that's
Molotov. Oh, but Crims does overstay as well. Crims does go for that extension peak. Flashes are good. Golden up close. How many kills can he take with him? Just the one. 8 seconds left. This is where the spray through the smoke could help, but it's actually Art. It gets JW. Furia taking their sweet time to get to the site, but it seems like it will be a successful one. Now CORSAIR can use the scout that was fallen in the hands of Crims against them. Only 2 MP9s on the retake as well. Fnatic have such a vast lead. It's not really worth throwing this away.
trying to see if they can't farm some cash these SMGs, though. They're still going to be able to get a full buy the next round regardless. You want to try to print money with these. Not going to be able to find the kills, however.
We'll be able to save an M4 at the very least.
Yep.
And
the funny exchange happened there. Like, Art found a SIG, so he threw it over to CORSAIR and put down the scout and picked up one for himself, and then CORSAIR still kept the AK anyway. Hate to see it. Full save here from Fnatic. Oh, never mind. They had that M4, and they do actually decide to get pistol armor around it. So, definitely still a pretty conservative approach, though, all things considered.
I feel as if they didn't have a lead as vast as this, they actually would have bought there. Brolan could have dropped the M4. They would have had enough funds to get a buy, but
yeah,
why force in when you can just wait a little bit, get AWPs, all the stuff you actually want instead? Ooh, how fortunate there. for Crims to survive. It looked like he was going to be a dead man, nailed by Arts SG. 4-player stack on A. It's again just the one on B side. This time it's Golden. He does have a Deagle by his side. And a smoke.
Not much for Fnatic doing around like this, though it is true that Flush at least rotates a little bit early over here towards B, but it's still going to be mostly on Golden with the Deagle, but Flush and him, Crossfire, there's no smoke in CT spawn. Terrorists are falling all over the place. How has that been overlooked? They're still not there. They're still getting smoke in CT. Oh my goodness, JW wins the round. Well, can you break that down for me?
It's just a massive oversight, isn't it, onto CT? I mean, that is as default and as classic Inferno B take as you could ask for. You always have a smoke on CT. If you have a second one, you have it on coffins, like every single time, no fail. I can't understand what I've just seen. Maybe that's the mental fatigue coming in Dust. That's the only thing I can put it down to.
I'm pretty sure they had at least one. I'll make sure of that, but yeah, that is a tough one. Now Fnatic are just a couple away from 2-0 in the series, moving on to the playoffs and putting Furia back on a plane ride home.
Yeah, it is getting to crunch time, and really Furia only have themselves to blame after that last round. It was their chance to start to claw their way back into this half, back into this map, back into this best of 3, with their tournament lives up for grabs. Molotovs on both sides of mid. Here comes the waterfall. Again, though, the splash is nowhere near enough to bypass Fnatic. Roland, M4 in hand, spraying down. Significant damage inflicted to Keserato. JW still in the same position, seeing plays through the smokes. And 16 health has become 0. And Fnatic have 10 match points.
They are on cruise control at this point, man. It seems undeniable now. Fnatic should be joining their brethren at NIP to be able to represent Sweden on home soil in the playoffs here in Malmö. Furia might be looking at another disappointing tournament finish. They've only won 1 round so far this half, and it was sandwiched between 2 different 2-round streaks from Fnatic. Oh, they're burning to a crisp at Banana. That nade doesn't do as much as I thought, but still, they're so softened up. That one does the job.
Yeah, it's 3 players now that are all bleeding out. Fnatic maybe about to put them out of their misery. And he's going to be picking up the bomb. Looks like they are going to be making a move up Banana still. If they could push now, they could actually catch Flusher and Golden transition, but now that Flusher's got onto the coffins, the timing peak would not work out. Here come all the smokes. They got Molotovs, flashes, still a HE in play. But I think JW's got the call. Come over here right now. Because I think Furia are about to pull the trigger for what could be the last time, and really should be the last time, considering the firepower, considering the HP on all these players. The crossfire now being established. They're going for a boost.
They missed their smoke again. One of their smokes landed on the roof. They have 1 smoke less than they should have. Finally, they get that smoke towards the center of the site, but there's nothing to block off CT spawn again, Vince. Because they burnt one of their smokes early, by accident.
Here come Furia on their last charge to glory or doom, and it's seeming like it is going to be doom. The Grim Reaper has come calling, and it takes the shape of 5 Swedish players. CZ's not going to get anything done, and Malmö is going to be pleased to hear there's going to be 2 Swedish teams taking part in the playoffs. NIP and now Fnatic.
Man, it's just so crazy, so anticlimactic after what we had in that first map, and also, again, just watching 2 rounds in a row, Furia mess up a smoke, and it ruined their chances at taking the B bomb site. And there you have it. It is going to be Fnatic moving on. Fantastic play from them. First off, you got to just your hat over to Golden. Calling a great game throughout. Also, Brolin was just an absolute monster. Crims also had a fantastic series. So you're seeing plenty of firepower and good tactics coming into a good mix. And like you said, Fnatic will be joining NIP in the playoffs. We will have one best of 3 left to go here on the B stream. It'll actually be Vincent and I's last cast of the tournament. That is going to be Greyhound taking on Mouse Sports. That game will probably be taking place in the next, I don't know, like 30 or so minutes. So we're going to have a bit of a break. I am Dust. With me is Vince. If you're enjoying the casting, not sick of hearing us yet, be sure to stay tuned because we do have that Best of 3 coming up in a bit. Also, give us a follow as we support casters in chat for our Twitters. It's Follow Dust and On Fire Vince. Also, you can use the hashtag DHMasters if you want to get involved in the conversation on social media. And also, again, a shout out to all of our sponsors: CORSAIR, Monster, CS Money, Esports Management, GG Bets. We'll be back in a bit. Thanks so much. Catch you in a little while.